in the foreign policy could not be denied. Many of those principles still exist, and I believe the situation has not changed much. Still, India, despite aspiring for a major role in world politics, we still do not have the strength, the domestic strength, our economic strength to play that role. Still, as I would say that the recent incident, the Ukraine crisis, still proves that still the major movers in world politics are the United States, Russia, and China. Other nations do not have a role. तो से यादव ने मेरा सारा गड़बड़ा कुछ बोलने के लिए छोड़ा नहीं. So anyway, uh, so so some of the issues, Nehruan foundations of Indian policy, foreign policy still continue, because still we are uh, still all the time trying to balance our relationship with the major powers. We still do not want to be seen aligning with anyone. As the recent quietness, in the Quad meeting where India did not make any comment and kept quiet on the Ukraine crisis, where other nations were critical of the Russian aggressive position on Ukraine. India kept quiet because still Nehruan, ideas about not openly aligning with anyone and keeping yourself equidistant still continues, I believe so. Because still India, that same idea of having the space for maneuvering. We want some space where we, and that should be possible only if we do not align openly with anyone. That idea still continues. We are not able to shrug that idea off, despite claims of India becoming a great power. So, so as Professor R.S. Yadav pointed out, that the need for non-alignment was a requirement of our domestic requirements of economic development, and uh, the policy of non-alignment fulfilled the economic development model that we had adopted, that is mixed economy, both public and private, and this model was helped by our policy of non-alignment, that we could, somewhere adopt socialist policies as they suited us, somewhere we could adopt capitalist policies, somewhere we could we could take the help of the capitalist countries like America, somewhere we could take the help of socialist countries. This we were able to do because of our policy of non-alignment and our economic policies of mixed economy. And this thing continued. This thing continued until more or less 1990, when, with the collapse of the Soviet Union, we just did not know what kind of foreign policies we should adopt, what should be our response to the changing world. Whether the world was, we had to formulate our own ideas about the world, reformulate our ideas of the world. How do we look at the world? Whether it should be whether the world is changing into unipolar, whether it is changing into multipolar. What kind of institutions should we join? What kind of institutions should we support? Should we support multilateralism? As Professor Yadav pointed out, that we joined a number of organizations, which were much different from the previous organizations. I'm not an expert on this, but number of organizations like the Bay of Bengal Initiative or Quad or BRICS, these organizations were entirely different, and the world had no choice after 1990, where India also did not have a choice. It could not have continued in the same old manner, because now things were different, as we pointed out, that now the era of liberalization, globalization and privatization had started. India had to along with its foreign policy, had to change its domestic policy also. So we cannot compartmentalize foreign policy from our domestic policies, or domestic policies.